I am once again in Busan, and I'm gonna make a little video. We're going over there. There's a place called Viking Hus. Let's go over there and I'll show you what's going on. Aha! Amuk reigns supreme in this town. So here's Samjin. Yeah, Samjin Amuk. This is a little restaurant they have. Let's go inside. They're having a promotion. I think I see it now. Womp womp. Womp womp. Burger sets on the second floor, y'all. Jesus, look at this place. I feel like a Norwegian. Yes! I was actually one of the first 30 customers today to order this. So it was only 5,000 won, down from 6,900, which they say is again down from 11,900. So I'm getting quite the deal today for a can of beer and a little shrimp burger. Well, I don't know how little it is. We'll have to see. So I'm in Busan. I just arrived 10 minutes ago. And let's get my burger and the beer, and I'll explain why I'm in the city. All right, so I got my little shrimp burger. It's actually a decent size. This was I mean, you could go get a can of this at a bottle shop in Seoul and pay easily $6 or $6.50 just for this. This is basically a gratuity at this point. So I just took the 4-hour and 15-minute Mugunghwa train from Cheonan to Busan, and I'm here for 2 weeks. And I am on vacation from my job, but I'm not here for vacation per se. It's because I'm doing a 2-week internship at Guerrilla Brewing. I just learned about this promotion yesterday, so this is totally random or coincidence. But I just arrived. I got a shrimp burger because I wanted some seafood. And let's see what this is like. I think this is it just says Viking beer. And they've partnered with the Amuk company. So I'm going to be working here tomorrow. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not going to be like formulating recipes. I'm not going to be measuring hop additions and consulting with the head brewers on what's going on with the beer production. I'll be lucky if they let me put some hops in at some point. But look at that, nice. It says it's citrusy when I saw the promotional stuff. Bitterness, 6 out of 10. There's a really noticeable strong bitterness. Not strong as in very bitter, but it's definitely the first thing that you get. There's a bit of citrus in there. It says American hops. I'm going to hazard a guess and say they're using Citra, for like the late boil. Anyway, that's really nice. Let's get into the burger. They had a bacon onion burger in the set. I'm in Busan. I'm at an Amuk place. I don't want bacon. Anyway, so the whole point of this endeavor is because I've never kegged a beer in my life. Now, I don't think they'll be letting me do that in 2 weeks, but being in the brewery and seeing how it's done and learning how things work and the operations of a brewery are helpful. And I do want, basically, a letter of recommendation from Paul and or Ryan, who's the new head brewer there, so that when I want to get a job in the alcohol industry at some point, I don't just say, I homebrew, and I have a YouTube channel, and I was a teacher. If I'm going to go back to Canada and work in the industry that's not teaching and it's somehow beer related, having a recommendation letter from someone like Paul is kind of important for my resume. That's why I'm here. This is unpaid, by the way. I'm not allowed to have other employment working for a public institution that I do it now. This is a Korean law. You can't have a second job. The lines are a bit gray if it's like a 2-week thing on your vacation, but I don't have the visa set up for that anyway. I'm still getting the marriage visa approved, so I'm not even allowed to make any extra money at a job outside my visa anyway. So there's the public institution part of it, where you're not allowed to have a second job as a public employee. That goes with that's not just teaching in Korea, and that's not just for me, that's Koreans too. If you work for the Ministry of Transport, you're not supposed to be moonlighting at another job. This is where things get messy. If you make crafts and you sell them on a neighbor store and you're making $2,000 a year making like little knit cozies for babies, is that a job? But this is definitely an employer that I'd be working for, getting a paycheck from. So that's another job. So payments off the table, but I am here, and this is quite nice. And I don't think I'll be filming while I'm working. I'm not here as a representative of myself for this channel that I'm filming for right now, right? I'm not here to make videos for Gorilla. And if I started like taking my phone out, Kevin, these kegs need to be washed. Yo, this is how you wash a keg. That's not why I'm there, right? I'm there to do the jobs and say, yes, sir. What do you need next, sir? How high, sir, right? So I may get some video in at some point. I'm using my phone. I don't want to bring my camera around everywhere in Busan. So there may be some videos here and there, or I may make a video talking about how it went. Well, I'll definitely do that. But yeah, as far as like, this is how beer is made at Gorilla, you're probably not going to see that. For all I know, one of the days that I'm there, Paul's going to say, take a break, just film how a beer is made here from beginning to end, and that'll be your job for the day, right? Fair play. But I'm not going to be sneaking in shots of me doing stuff while I'm there. So, day one, Busan. Let's take a little, I'll show you around the place. Here are the ingredients. This is what happens when you fuck up. There's no other guides here. That's hilarious.